If you've been following along on the last few videos, you know that we're currently in the process of rebuilding a skills park that I built in our yard last year. We decided that we wanted to rebuild the skills park to add complexity by having multiple lines that are all intertwined with each other. And as far as what I'm marking off with this string, we'll get back to that at a later date. But for now, we need to add more framework to our current line so that we can keep moving on through this section and finish up this portion of the build. If you recall from previous videos, we're using pallet wood to do this entire project for free. And since pallets are only so long, I'm using a scrap piece of 2x4 to join multiple pieces of lumber together to have a longer section. With the way that this line has been constructed so far, after you make it across the skinny section at the beginning, you have to go pretty slow in order to make it through these two turns. We decided to add a very narrow, slightly uneven section that will be very challenging to get across when going slow. And to bridge the height gap between these two boards, I'm using an offcut from when we made the ramp at the beginning. And since we're using the jigsaw, we're going to need some safety glasses. Now that we have all of the framework constructed, we can start laying out the planks. The boards leading up to this new section are just over 11 inches wide. And the width of the new skinny is only going to be 6 inches. So we're starting out with a couple wider boards, but we'll cut those down later. I'm using a board as a spacer between each plank and just working my way down the line. This part's a pretty fast process, but it's pretty hard on your back being hunched over the whole time. This section in the middle only raises up about 3 to 4 inches, but it's just abrupt enough to throw you off balance, and that's exactly what we're going for. And once we had this thing all planked out, we had to circle back to those longer boards and taper them down to the 6-inch width we were shooting for. For something like this, I find that cutting the planks after they've been bolted onto the framework makes everything go a lot easier. It also allows you to make sure that everything lines up exactly how you want it. And now that all of our planks are screwed down and cut to the right width, the last thing that we have left to do is to ride this line start to finish. Or try to, anyways. And just as I had suspected, coming around those first two turns slowly makes it very challenging to set up for the skinny. The added up and down slopes midway through the skinny nudges your tire just enough to make it more challenging. And with the new added skinny, we now have a fully rideable line. We will be adding more to this line in the future, but we first need to get started on the second and third line in order to determine where all the lines will end up at. But for now, we have a rideable line that is mostly completed. If you liked this video and you want to see more just like it, click the circle right here. If you haven't seen the videos leading up to where we're at today on the project, here's a playlist for you.